Alright guys, we're going to learn about RGB, Arduino, and how to code it. So this is a Tinkercad, and we're going to set up our circuit like this. We're just going to go into our components and bring up Arduino. You'll need 3 resistors set for 220 ohms apiece. Make sure you select the drop down. Remember, the default is kiloohms. You have to set it to ohms, so 220 ohms apiece. And you'll notice at the RGB bulb at the top, you'll notice that you have four wires that come down. The second one from the left is your ground or your negative, and your 3 remaining wires are going to be RGB, red, green, and blue. Okay, so on the Arduino board, we're going to use pins 11, 10, and 9, and we're going to make sure we color code our wires to enable us to add more projects to this board in the future, and so we don't get our wires all messed up, because we'll have a lot of wires on this board as we add to our projects. Alright, so what is RGB? Red, green, blue. The combination of the 3 colors can create thousands and thousands of different types of shades and colors, and combining 2 or 3 or different variations are going to give you different outputs. Okay, so this is going to be our physical board. Here in the near future, we're going to do some videos to walk you through how to set this up, but everything we do in Tinkercad can be uploaded into an actual physical prototype. So this is basically the same thing that we are, same setup. This is the Tinkercad, and this is the physical Arduino board prototype. Okay. Alright, so our code is pretty much straightforward. We have 2 blocks outside of a repeat loop. Let's see, about 1, 2, 3, 4. The fifth block down is a repeat loop, and inside that we have 4 different color blocks separated by some wait blocks, 200 milliseconds. Make sure all your wait blocks are in milliseconds. It's not going to make your code not compile. It's just going to, you're not going to be able to control the timing of the flashes as easy. So it's just easier to make everything consistent all the way down. Do it with milliseconds, and the code, you'll see, prefers milliseconds. It's going to convert it anyway to milliseconds, so you might as well talk the same language as the computer. Alright, so the first thing we do is we're going to drag our 3 resistors in, 220 ohms. We're going to leave a little gap for there's our different colors, and there's our cathode, and our 3 different colors. The combination is going to make our combined colors, or the colors that we chose. I like to make sure that I color code these things so I can see where wires are going and coming. I'll come back and get that other wire later. Alright, so Alright, we got our pins 11, 10, and 9. And there we go. So pins 11, 10, and 9, and they go straight up into the resistors, and that's going to feed back down through the RGB bulb, back down into the completed circuit in the Arduino Uno completed circuit prototype, and straighten these wires up. Alright, so now we're going to create the code. Bring in set RGB. We're going to do our first block, number 11, 10, and 9. Let's stay red, and we're going to come up to our control, bring down a wait block. Remember, go 200 milliseconds, and we're going to create a couple blocks here, and then we're going to copy them and then paste them so we can speed this up a little bit. Otherwise, it could take forever to program this thing. Alright, so you can see where our first two blocks have created the code and their analog, and the combination of those three colors are going to give you red, and the combination of the colors is going to give you green. And it actually has a number value for those colors. So we're going to come down here, and we're going to just take that away for a second, and we're going to copy this entire block, bring that inside the loop, and bring that up. You want to add some more colors because I want to add some more colors here in a minute. Alright, so line this up. Okay, you can zoom in or out if you want to, but alright, so we're going to repeat that one more time. Plop that in there, bring that up. Now all of the proper pins, 11, 10, 9 are plugged in already. I don't have to go and change them all. And I can go change my colors, and I want to go with some different colors. Alright. Alright, once you get them set, we're going to repeat it as many times as you want. So I'm just going to repeat it 3 times. And if everything works out, it should. There we go. Alright, works. Alright, so that is an RGB, and you can add some different variations to it. Definitely not too difficult. So just to summarize real quick, we have the RGB bulb. It's got the 4 pins that come down, and the second one from the left is our cathode, which is, as we know from LEDs, the cathode is our ground, our negative. And that's tied in, I never changed that to black, that's tied into the column at the top, that goes down to the bottom, and that goes back into our Arduino board. And there we go. And then we got pins 11, 10, and 9 hooked up to our 3 resistors that tie into the RGB bulb. Alright, and so just to summarize, the 3 combinations, or the 3 colors, the combination of those 3 colors is what gives us different colors, and so we can program that bulb to combine blue and green, or green and red, or all 3, and somewhere in between. Alright, so here's our physical board, and here in the not too distant future, we're going to walk you through how to do this in real time, and download the code that you create in Tinkercad to make this work. As long as you set this physical screen up the same way that you set up your Tinkercad, the code will work. And If you go into the text editor, which is when I opened up the two screens, I had the block code and the text code. All you have to do is copy and paste that text code into your Arduino sketch software, and then upload that into your actual circuit, and then that's how you control it. And then in future lessons, we're going to show you how to control it with a on-off button. Potentiometer. Potentiometer is kind of like a what they have in the light dimmer switches. So we're going to add some control to it, so it's not just start and stop. You can actually control it as the program is running. Okay. So let's see what else we got to cover here. I think that's about it. All right, let's go over the code one more time. All right, so the two top RGB blocks are outside the loop, and that is my red and green at the top there. Then I got the repeat block, and inside that I got my four colors: red, yellow, purple, and blue. And you can have different settings in between each block. You don't have to go with 200 milliseconds for each block. You can actually change it up. You can time this to music. You can make the LEDs flash according to a beat. There's different things that you can do, or you can time it to flash to the beat, and that'll be a future lesson. All right, so let's have fun with this, and here in a couple days we'll have the actual physical Arduino prototype board, and we'll walk you through that.